The astrology of the week of June the 17th through to the 23rd has a few bits and pieces that are really powerful. One is the world axis point of zero Cancer. This week will include a conjunction between Venus and Mercury. I'm hopeful for some kind of peace resolution in warring places in the world, at least a sense of one, at least a temporary one. Something has got to shift, but also in our own lives, as particularly as the weekend approaches, Friday through to next Monday. You're going to feel this lovely vibration between the planet Mars and the planet Mercury in a way we haven't seen since July of 2022, and therefore it's quite lovely. And before that, 1975, and before that, 1960. We're talking about Mars moving through Taurus. Well, he is in a sextile formation to Mercury in the sign of Cancer. Ambition, getting things done, driving, initiative, good negotiations abilities, plowing through something that needs to be done, thinking up something that needs a lot of an energy, a lot of drive, a lot of ambition in your life. And so you can use this energy on the weekend. And we're going to talk about exactly where in your life you should use that based on your rising sign, or you can listen for your sun and moon. Now, I probably have terrible sound quality. I am traveling. I'm in a town in Portugal right now, finishing up the El Camino and on my way to visit friends and then back to Canada. I'm recording this on June the 15th. Usually I have this stuff way ahead of the curve recorded, but I'm traveling. This little travel mic needs to be upgraded, but for now, bear with whatever distortions and the sound you might be getting. Welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac and the whole sign house system. Love fixed stars and minor asteroids, and speaking of minor asteroids, we're including the asteroid Absolus. Absolus is a seer who foresaw a war between the Lapis and the Centaurs. He's connected to many different things, including psychic abilities, seership, as well as conspiracy theories. Yet he's joining together with Venus, the goddess of peace, at 0 degrees on the world axis. 0 Cancer, 0 Capricorn, 0 Aries, and 0 Libra are powerful cardinal degrees to do with the seasons: summer, winter, spring, summer solstice, winter solstice, spring equinox, and autumn equinox. And these are like the pivot points of reality that turn the wheel of our reality in the matrix. So when something happens at 0 degrees, oh no, my window blew open. Sorry. Oh, shite. If something happens at 0 degrees of any sign, or you have a planet there when you were born, if you're born with planets at 0 degrees of those signs, okay? Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, you're born to do something important for the world. But in our transiting planets, it simply means that this particular conjunction of Venus and Mercury, which is not an uncommon event because they're always tracking together close to the sun, with Absolute also at 0 degrees of Cancer, which is going to be happening on the 17th, 18th, or Monday, Tuesday. It depends on your time zone. In the middle of the day, in my time zone in North America, it's going to happen on Monday. But this energy is potent, powerful, and game-changing just because of the degree. Also, as they combine forces at this degree, as they come into that collaboration, they're angular or square to the Libra and Aries where the nodes of fate are. And that gives this extra crunchy intensity to do with world's events that are connected to eclipses. And those eclipses, such as last October's eclipse that began the Middle East conflagration, are involved energetically with this square, in a whole sign square, from this conjunction. So we'll talk a little bit about world politics, honestly, not too much. The other big news this week, of course, it's the summer solstice. And the summer solstice has, in other words, the sun will move into Cancer. And that marks the height of the summer, the dog days of summer, and it begins the summer solstice. Now, there is a whole cosmology about using the astrology of the seasonal shifts. So I want you to think of a nested Russian doll. I want you to think of a big fatty doll. I shouldn't use Russian doll these days because Russia's been, contaminated by the world, but you get the idea. Imagine a big Russian nest doll, and nested in within them are the other seasons. So in the spring equinox, in April, or March 19th, we have this, world chart that we call, the ingress chart for the year, the astrological year. of March to March. Okay, so that happened 23 to 24. And then nested within them are the seasonal charts. And so this seasonal chart is happening in the broader context of the equinox chart. So keep that in mind, but it does delineate what is happening in the world energetically and in your life between the solstice ingress of the sun into 0 degrees of the sign of Cancer. And it also indicates what may happen in the 3 months that follow. And I will try on my trip to record a solstice video in all signs mode. I can't guarantee it. It's been pretty hectic. Now, just a couple of notes to file. My Sky Reader class is starting. If you want to join me, come on board. We're starting in September. It sounds like an early promotion, I know, but there is a wait list to get into that class. And it doesn't mean you're excluded, but by being on the wait list, you get early access. I mean, you get discount codes, you get to jump aboard early, you get a bunch of perks. And so I'll be starting to share the enrollment card or the tuition card sometime in August. What else is Guide Reader? Be your own astrologer, time your best life. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Again, encouraging you to give me a break. I'm staying in a really funky hotel in a little town called Caldas da Rainha. I think that means something to do with queen in Portuguese, and Caldas should mean hot springs. But I had to show you this. I had to show you this chair. So I mean, seriously. Now, I won't be here when you hear this video, so you can't come stalking me. I'll be gone to another destination. Just, spoiler alert. All right, so I just got over COVID. I'm still not over COVID in the sense that I'm weak. I've had it, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it started on Monday. I'm now on day 5, 6. It is a new variant, flirt. I had symptoms I've never had before. One is nausea. And some people have vomiting. I had a headache from hell, but I had that the first time I had COVID. But I'm telling you, it's not lightweight, and it bypasses your immune system. I shouldn't have said that word COVID because it'll probably flag this video. But basically, if you had this virus before, or if you've been taking it doesn't matter. Apparently, there's a spike protein on it that allows it to slip in and flirt with your immune system. Oh, so I'm doing my best. If my brain seems off, if I do say something that's wrong, please be nice to me. Please don't troll me. I'm doing this for you guys when I'm not in the best of shape. So recording on Saturday, this goes live on Monday. Let's break this guy down and let me do something I've never done before, if you don't mind. Please bear with me. I keep saying that. But I do have a newsletter that I write for my Cosmic Moonshine, subscribers. There's about 6,300 of you. And, it comes out every Saturday. It gives you my written verbal report of the week ahead. Because my stamina is not so great right now, I'm going to do the all signs, of course, ad lib. We're going to go into, your sun, moon, and rising. So I want you to listen for Aries, for your sun, which can represent your career and purpose, or father and father figures, moon, mother, mother figures, body and home. And then your rising sign can be more generally everything about you. Ostensibly, the sun can be your soul, and the character you play in the game of life, your avatar, is your rising sign. Those are possible ways to consider it. But I think that if I just share with you some of the thoughts I had about this week ahead using my newsletter, and if you don't subscribe, please do, great. And if you don't like world astrology, that's totally okay. There are things called chapters. You click the title of the video and it'll jump you to your sign. And I pin in the comments every time how to jump to your sign. I pin that. I have hired someone to do that for me, so you guys get that information and you don't have to look for it. If you watch it after the live premiere, I always premiere all of my videos and I talk to you in the chat about the content. If you try to do the timestamps anytime within about, an hour or two of the premiere, they have not synced with YouTube yet. It's not me, it's YouTube. Okay, so number one, I'm going to do something I've never done on my channel. I'm going to read my newsletter. Now, if you're bored stiff, I'll try to read in like a dramatic reader, I'm going to read I've been hired by Audible, but we're going to go for it. Okay. So I call this Venus Calls the Shots merges with Mercury and Cancer. That's what I called it. The reason I said Venus calls the shots is that Venus basically is not particularly debilitated in Cancer, whereas Mercury can be mute in a mute sign and he likes to talk. So like a big quiet secret deals and negotiations round. Peace. My video came out yesterday called Peace Still Mercury in Cancer. Please go watch that video because he does a lot of interesting things during his journey through the sign of Cancer that you might want to know about for your sign. And that came out the day before this video on my channel. So go take a look at that and read and watch for your sign. I'll try to remember to pin that or put that in the description box as well. So this week ahead, week of 17th of June to the 23rd. So basically, I talked to my newsletter crew because it comes out on Saturday that we're coming off of Mercury and Venus holding hands, but not perfectly conjunct at the 29th anaretic degree of Gemini, all right, before they move into Cancer together. They jump the fence like I call it Thelma and Louise. And that degree is very potent, powerful, karmic, difficult, and turbulent, 29 degrees. Well, they're doing that. They're in a square to Neptune at 29 degrees. So you might find as you listen to this, that Sunday and Monday, there's a bleed through, even Sunday, Monday, about what I'm about to say, because this bleeds through into Monday as well. And yesterday, so you're reflecting backwards. I hope that the traffic outside my cobblestone windows and the cobblestones down below is not annoying you. All right. So this is what I wrote. Don't worry, jump over all this shit if you want to listen to your sign. Sunday the 16th into the early part of Monday, Mercury hangs out with Venus in the last degree of Cancer, while both fast-moving planets form a square to Neptune and Pisces. And you know what? With Mercury in domicile, his strength can counter the confusion or delusion that Neptune often serves up. I think of Neptune as the dry ice machine, the fog making machine in movies and Halloween special effects. And, it's like that misty pea soup of uncertainty when Neptune is active in the sky, especially in a square. So expect a lot of pea soup of uncertainty, confusion, delusion, or even outright news stories, manipulation regarding peace stories, as well as love stories, Venus, Mercury, coming through. But because it's in Gemini, which is connected to things that are going on in this war, particularly warring brothers, warring a big obfuscation blob, of confusion, delusion, and uncertainty, a foggy mist of dry ice coming through the sky Sunday and Monday. If there's not enough dry ice out there right now, I don't know if there ever will be. We've got, the ceasefire that hasn't been nailed, and no nail. Apparently, it's all Israel's idea, and Israel has in their own country saying nothing about it. Like it's not in their local news cycle. There's no announcements to their people. So who really made this up? Biden's in Biden's voting team to get him elected. Who knows? So just saying. Now moving into the next story. Okay, I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm not actually reading it. I'm summarizing it for you. Not too bad. There was an article that came out in the Wall Street Journal on June the 4th. And when that article happened, they were having insiders dish the dirt that Biden's not all there in private meetings. Okay, I'm just telling you what the Wall Street Journal said. This is not my opinion. This is me telling you about a news story. But the reason I'm bringing it up is that basically Neptune is cognitive decline, right? Neptune can be like that foggy confusion, a state of altered drug consciousness, that kind of stuff. Where am I? I'm between the worlds. When my dad was at the end of his life, and literally, it was an interesting time, he kind of ended up with this massive downspin of cognitive decline. And I remember him saying, Lori, time means nothing to me anymore. And I'm going to say, when you're in that state of consciousness, you can be quite enlightened, actually. So I'm not saying it's bad for someone a world leader to have cognitive decline and maybe be edging into the foggy layers of enlightenment, but not when you got your finger on the NUKE bombs, right? So yeah, so just keep that in mind. So there's that story, and I'm bringing it up because there can be stories about his cognitive state. Mercury square Neptune Sunday and Monday. And Pluto is square again, Biden's moon, right? Pluto is going to do that again next November. And Pluto is all, and so that's tough for see them in Vedic astrology. The moon is your mind or your body. So his mind is under Plutonian pressure, and pressure. I sound like a valley girl, and so the solar arc Pluto in his chart is opposite his moon. So he's under a huge amount of mental and physical transformational pressure in his real life storyline. I think he's going to step down, and I think there may be news of that coming up this week or next. And the reason I think that may happen, and the sky reflects it, is that when Chiron, this is in my newsletter, I'm just summarizing it, When Chiron and the North Node were together last in Aries, that's when Lyndon Baines Johnson stepped down because he was low in the polls as the incumbent president, and he decided to step away so someone else could run in his place. I don't think he did it that long before the election either. Part of his just unpopular appeal was the Vietnam War. And so again, we see Biden's polls have tanked to the lowest they've ever been. A lot of that is about his handling of the situation in the Middle East. So we have a parallel there, okay? And I do think that there's that debate with Trump that won't happen because it will be devastating to the Democrats. And so they're going to have some shift here before that debate, which may be at the end of June, but I'm not sure the date of the debate, okay? Now, all Trump has to do, I say, at this juncture, I'm going to try to dramatically read, at this juncture, it's reasonable to assume that all Trump has to do is not go to jail in order to win the presidency. And sentencing for that hush money trial is in July, just before Venus rises later in the month of July as the evening star, where? In Leo, in Trump's first house. Without reading this in any great detail, the last time Venus rose as a heavenly body, an evening star, which is favorable, she's very favorable in her evening star iteration, in Trump's house of his identity, Leo, was when he won the election in 2016. And indeed, her Venus Cazimi, or star point, or heart of the sun conjunction, happened in 2016 June on his sun, on his birthday. Hello, that was so benefic. Of course he was going to win, and much other factors, amongst many other reasons. I called that election that he would win astrologically and psychically back in the day. But here's the other thing. You know, this particular Venus Cazimi that happened on June the 4th happened pretty darn close to his Uranus, the Uranus placement in his natal chart, which can indicate shocking, uncertain, and surprising events as well during his incumbency. All righty, what else did I say? Yeah, so the last time this happened, he was winning in 2016. Venus was rising in late July. He was talking about Russia calling, he asked Russia publicly to investigate Hillary Clinton's emails by demonizing and calling out Hillary Clinton and making her, whatever bad names he had for her, lock her up and stuff. He actually galvanized his own election support. So just interesting, there was a woman involved then. There's going to be a woman involved differently this time, according to my astrology reading, okay? Not just my intuition. Because of so many factors I don't have time to cover here, but we'll know more about that this week ahead, most likely by the end of this week. And it has to do with him bringing in a female running mate, and he will. I think he needs to. I think that would be the thing that would be logical to do. And also the possibility if Biden steps away, he will have a female incumbent taking the position or something like that. But the rise of female leaders in the world is something I called out earlier in many videos. We saw a Mexican president, female being elected, etc. We're going to see more of women rising into leadership roles for reasons I talked about in other videos in the past. Now, the last thing I want to say is this, and then we're going to move into your sign. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Because I'm not quite here. It's the first time I've actually blow dried my hair, in like 2.5 weeks. I've been on the El Camino. Okay. I want to talk next about Netanyahu. And the reason I do is because, like Joe Biden, he's a Sagittarius rising. And then therefore, Netanyahu has the experience of the Monday, Tuesday, Neptune squaring Venus, Mercury. Okay, he experiences that acutely, in a way, because it's going to be happening. Netanyahu will experience Venus and Mercury in his house of open enemies, the 7th house of adversaries. And it opens up a square to the position of Neptune in the sign of Pisces. And that Pisces part of the sky represents the opposing party to the one that his coalition is made up of. So he has this right-wing coalition, and his government's any part of the Knesset or the government that opposes him is the 4th house, the other party, right? Or the people not in power. And Benny Gantz quit the, Benny Gantz was in the war cabinet and he quit. Now, he's by no means moderate, but more or less deranged than, let's say, the others. And he's going to push against Netanyahu. And I would say, if a poll show, if an election was called in Israel, he would win already, because people love the war in Israel. Don't ask me why. They love the war that's happening, but they don't like the guy leading it. So similarly, I mean, because of that, what I'm saying is this Cazimi, I mean, this conjunction with Absolus, the seer, the centaur seer, on the 29th degree of Netanyahu's house of open enemies, adversaries, connecting to matters to do with the opposing party. I think there may be a sneaky bid for power, some kind of sneaky backroom deals and negotiations going on to undermine him by, let's say, Gantz, Benny Gantz, and others in the cabinet, because there's a problem going on. Not all people in the government of Israel do want to reclaim the lands of the West Bank and Gaza, and demolish any chance of civilization living in Gaza. Although, so there's no post-war plan, and the one that Netanyahu really wants, or has to follow up with, is like pretty radically, let's get rid of those Palestinian human animals and let's live there ourselves and make some resorts, casinos, and hotels on the beach, okay, and all that stuff. Trust me, I'm not making this stuff up. This is like quite, go listen to what the actual politicians in Israel are saying to the people in Israel, not what in Hebrew, not what the Western world's telling you is happening. Okay, moving on. Monday and Tuesday. Okay, we're moving on, and I'm going to do your sign. Monday and Tuesday is kind of cool. We do see that 0 degree conjunction, which I brought up. So we did that already. Blah, 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 blah. My newsletter. What we're going to focus on for you is this. There's a beautiful energy in the sky. I love it. I love it. I love it. Where we see Mars and Mercury in a sextile. It's not common that it happens in the sense that Mars and Mercury will sextile from two different positions, Mercury in two different signs, 2 houses away from Mars every 2 years. But with Mars being in Taurus, not that often. So we did happen to see that in July of 2022. So you might want to go back to July of 2022 just as a general vibe and ask yourself, what was happening back then in my life that may have some germane relevance to this story of what's happening, kind of like you'll feel it Thursday, Friday, Saturday into Sunday. It's pretty exact on Friday. And we're going to go through your sign and talk about it. I will be using that to plow through making 12 videos for July for each sign. That's what I'll be doing with that energy, because it does give you that drive and perseverance and stamina, the bulldozer effect of Mars in Taurus, and the quiet, backroom, sweet, soft communications things you can do with Mercury in a mute sign of Cancer. So it's not so much about getting on a stage and talking with perseverance, ardor, and passion, unless you're whispering at your audience. It's rather what you're doing with messages, commerce, ideas in a quiet, muted, Cancerian way that maybe even brings nourishment to you. And we'll be taking a look during this week in a minute at the sky about what this means for your sign, based also on where the moon sits during this time, because the moon is the temple lord of Cancer. And that matters because Mercury is in the moon's sign of Cancer. Now, I'm having a feeling, but I could be wrong, that this is going to heat my laptop up. So give me a minute, because the reason is, there, let's see if I have it. That's okay. That's even better light. These are the curtains. Suddenly the sun started shining since I started recording. I'm even better off with curtains actually closed. All right, so let's get talking about your sky. Now, you're on a pillow, you're stacked up. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. My subscriptions are down a little bit since I have been traveling, because I haven't been really putting my energetic soul into this channel. So if you don't mind giving me a like, if you're not a subscriber, please hitting a subscribe button for me. My goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers at the end of this year, and I'm almost at 70. So if you want to help me get that 100,000 subscriber YouTube plaque, I'd appreciate it. Okay, got my alkaline water ready, and let's get going. Can you guys see that? I'm talking to myself, really, but can you guys see that? Am I sharing? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start not with Leo. I'm going to start with Aries. Let's move us back an hour. Now that's happening here on June 16th. Let's move us through to the fun part, the one I like the best. By the way, I wouldn't be surprised with Mercury and Mars in a sextile in the way they are that we don't hear something about a virus. That's because the last time this happened in this configuration in July of 2022, I think it was July, the monkeypox outbreak thing was getting scare newsed out. And so, there's all that stuff about maybe there's a virus, avian flu that could jump from the cattle right now. There's a bird flu in the cattle. I think it's the United States, but I don't know if it's in the United States. That's interesting because cattle country's Texas for one place, and it happens to be connected to where the eclipse happened. The X marks the spot in double eclipses. But the point I want to say is I don't know that we need to be afraid based on the past. Mars is kind of impotent. He's the god of plagues and war in Babylonian astrology, but he's kind of half-assed impotent in Taurus where he's weak. So I don't know that it would be a real thing, but monkeypox summer of 22 was trending. So look for a new summer of 22 trend line sometime June, July about a new viral scare. Okay, but I think it's a panic attack for nothing. So it's not the zombie apocalypse quite yet, although I'm sure we're going to have one. Am I at the end of the week, guys? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so what I'm showing us here is Mars is at 9 degrees of Taurus and Mercury is at 9 degrees of Cancer, and Venus is right behind. Venus will also sextile Mars, but that's next week, and I'll do a video on that. And that's lovely, flirty fun and good things happening in love and money. But for now, we can see we got this story going on. Now that I'm not in big picture mode, maybe I'll move my mic closer. I don't know if it matters, but you're going to be able to harness this, okay? You're going to be able to use this energy, but it can also use you. So I want you to general category, be careful. The way it can use you, Mars is bad at anger when he's in Venus's signs, right? We put him in Libra, and I always say he's working for the United Nations peacekeeping keepers. And, you know, put a warrior in a peacekeeping mode, good luck. When he's in Taurus, he's in the nail salon, the manicure, pedicure salon, all right, with all the women. So bottom, always in the harem tent. But bottom line is he's not in his happy place. So he can be passive aggressive. He can be sideways with emotions like anger. I'd say instead of taking direct action, he may do things in a sideways way. Instead of plowing ahead forward in a determined way, he may also be kind of resentful about it. So watch for the energy of Mars to be in some ways debilitated, but he still is not in bad shape. I mean, he's okay. So, and what's Venus say about where Mars is this week? Like, does she have any thoughts about it? Well, sure. She's coming into a sextile to him, right? Right there. I can't annotate because I'll knock the laptop over. There's Mars, there's Venus. So she's going to soothe him. It's like that Jesus Christ Superstar, you know, where she soothes his hot feet and gives him a, you know, mani-pedi, you know. Should I sing it? Da 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 da, do 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 do, you know, and everything's gonna be all right now. Yeah, it's cool and the ointment's sweet for the fire in your hands and feet. Oh my God, I can't sing anyway, let alone with COVID throat or post-COVID throat. But get the gist, right? I mean, she's going to patch things up anyway. So she's giving him some chill, some super chill. She's loving him up, okay, in a sextile. So it's not the worst version of Mars right now. And of course, he's a god of war, and she's loving him up. So I think we're looking at peace in the horizon line of world conflict this week ahead into next week. Venus is still invisible, but yeah, she will be visible later in July, but that could lead to temporary cessations of unpleasantries and hostilities, and it may not last. I have to give you that. All right. Now moving into the next story. We're going to look at the moon, and then we're going to look at your sign. The moon in the sky is sitting here. Now let me get the perfection. 9 degrees and 10. That's pretty perfect. Pretty perfect on Friday the 21st, the solstice. I'll do a separate video. The sun has ingressed into the sign of Cancer. And it also is connecting to this fact that the moon is in Leo. I mean, Sagittarius, COVID brain, be nice. The moon is having a little, what do you call it? A little, not hissy fit, that's the wrong word. The moon is inclined to dismiss and not pay attention to what's happening in her house to some degree. Wow, can you hear that? That sounds like a motorcycle cascade outside my window. Sorry, guys, give me a minute. Like, shite, guy, get a muffler. All right. This is called an aversion. The moon cannot witness this part of the sky because it's, offside. It's like 150 degrees away. So I'd say the moon is pretty well temperamentally unconcerned, but the moon will be moving the next day into Capricorn and paying some attention to what just happened in her house. Okay. But in the meantime, she's like, whatever. And when she was into Capricorn, she's in detriment. So I'm also not in great shape. So let's just go with a simple story today. We have a beautiful end of week. You may feel it, Thursday, Friday, Saturday into Sunday, this glorious sense of ambition, drive, and achievement. All things are possible. You've got the willpower to bulldoze through anything. Let's go through the signs one by one. Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign. First thing I want you to know is that Mars is a lord of your sign, and therefore everything that Mars does, you should watch out for. Pay attention. He is your number one guy. Mars is moving through your second house, and Mars in your second house is about money, finance, spending, savings, resources, and food style. He'll help you cut away anything that you should not eat. Watch my Mars and Aries video, Taurus video. He'll help you eliminate foods and things that are not good for you. However, as Mars is moving through this part of your sky, he's also super capable of helping you do what you need to do to eliminate loss of money. If you're in a conscious awareness of this, then the way he's angling to your fourth house, he's also focused on things you're doing in and from your home, where Mercury is sitting, that allows you to sort of willpower up, bulldoze up, plow through some financial territory in order to fortify and strengthen your money, especially also if it's money connected to childhood stories. Good old childhood financial wounds can be, kind of worked on here, but also anything to do with what is not only what you do in your home. Don't forget, I'll be recording videos as an Aries moon and sun, but also things to do with real estate property. So some of you may have a lot of perseverant, dedicated initiative and commercial drive success to sell a property, buy a property, or even with Juno in your sixth house as a landlord, lease a property, or as a tenant, rent a property. These stories are highly activated in an auspicious manner in the end of this week. Again, you could even feel it Wednesday through to Sunday. I'm going to go with that broader aspect, okay? Wednesday through to Sunday for this story to play out in your sky. Now, I don't have this post-COVID stamina to talk about necessarily a lot about that 0-degree Mercury conjunction to Venus, but I will just say this because it's happening kind of like on Monday into Tuesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday vibrationally, but Monday, Tuesday technically. There's something going on in the early part of the week where you're trying to hit a massive reset button in regards to your home life, or what you do in your home, or what you communicate in your home, or the pleasures you have in your home, or where you choose to nest yourself. And those energies are highly tangibly, viscerally in your mind Monday and Tuesday. Mercury can be part of the mind energy. And you might be coming up with some reset button ideas at the world axis of your fourth house. And because it is angular or square to the Aries north node and the Libra south node and opposite, Capricorn at the top of the sky, it's kind of a Monday, Tuesday vibe where you're really, even Wednesday, you might feel it, pivoting into something that you might consider a new direction regarding what you do in and from your home. So maybe I'll have a new idea about astrology readings or astrology classes or something, or what you want to do about your home and where you live. So keep that in mind. I think Taurus, Mars in your sign can be really good for you. Other than maybe falling, injuring yourself, scraping a knee, watch for injuries here. He's here, for quite a while. watch my Mars, 6 weeks Mars into Taurus video. Helps you have more willpower, stamina, and drive to bulldoze or push through what you need to get pushing through. And so you have this on your side, and is later in the week, right? Starting to feel it Wednesday through to Sunday, that you get this kind of ambitious drive, this kind of incredible perseverance, and your ideas are fired up as well. You'll be able to take bold, disciplined, practical action on ideas, Mercury, that are coming out of your third house. Now, the third house can be your writing, your website, your social media land, but it can also be like writing projects. Like my daughter's finishing, she's a Taurus sun, her last course at university. Maybe that's her writing a final essay. But whatever you're doing with that ideas communications house, because Mars is in your sign, you're the one pushing, you're the one persevering, you're the bulldozer, right? Third house can be travel. With Venus, pleasurable travel. So pleasurable travel opportunities that you're pushing for or striving to make happen are possible. Maybe a getaway with your significant other. Mars rules the house of significant others. Will you take it this week ahead? Maybe you'll have a getaway with your significant other, and you're the one taking the action to make it happen. Other things that can happen here, don't forget, last happened July of 22, is that you might come up with some kind of amazing idea about something you want to learn, third house skills space learning, or something you wish to teach. For those of you who are learners or teachers, this is exciting. And your younger siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews get all mucked up in that third house. And so there may be some communication from one of them, Mercury, but it's kind of muted. So it could be like they're whispering at you, or they could be sending you a brief email, a tertiary email, but it's positive because it's a sextile. So communications with those family members can be also very big on your radar Wednesday through Sunday. But at the beginning of the week, I keep forgetting to start there. Just know there's a big 0-degree reset button with Mercury and Venus at 0 Cancer, and it is squaring the nodes of fate. And so something about a reset button in learning, in teaching, in writing, in neighbors and neighborhood issues. Possibly some of you could be changing your neighborhood and looking at opportunities to do that Monday and Tuesday. For example, moving, relocating. You have a Vestal flame in the 4th house, which means you want to tend a hearth flame of a home that is going to bring you joy and play and pleasure. That's very, and happiness, very light you up, basically. Put you in a place of good feelings. And that is why the Vestal flame in Leo says, hey, what's your home life like? Are you fired up there? Vestal flame may be dedicating yourself to the home, dedicating yourself to your home life. So there's just something going on about maybe what I could see for some of you is some kind of idea or shift or news or information about a potential home situation that's positive for you early in the week, Monday and Tuesday. I'm having a stamina decrease, and I've got some kombucha here, and it's got a little zap to it. So hang in there. Usually you guys know I cut out at Libra for chocolate, but I'm on the road. I need to de-mic. Give me a split second. I'm not even going to stop the recording. Like, God forbid, because I'm in a hotel. And I might lose signal or something. So stay there. I need sugar. I can't tell you how sweet this hotel is. I hate to I hate to share a best kept secret, but if you're ever coming to Reina da Caldas da Reina, I think they get something about hot springs in the Queen. If you're ever coming here, this hotel is called 19 Tile, and it's got tile everywhere, and they give you a little, what do you call it? A little. It's COVID brain. A little bit of port for free as a welcome gift. Not a bottle, just a little decanter of port. I tasted it because I'm off of COVID. I'm not craving any alcohol, but I just tasted it like you would taste something, put it in your tongue. It was real really good. So if you're ever staying in this part of Portugal, I highly recommend this hotel. I can't say enough about the people, and they're so friendly, and it's just a beautiful hotel, boutique hotel. Okay, I think I got the mic on. I'm recording. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Sorry if my real life stories are overwhelming the astrology. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. Well, hey guys, guess what? First of all, let's just backdrop one thing for you guys. Jupiter's in the first house. So this is true until next year. All you Geminis are doing great. I have a progressed Gemini sun. I'm grateful. Sun can be also your vitality. Thank you, Jupiter, for saving my ass here in COVID land. But all said and done, you're doing well. So just backdrop everything about now till next June as mostly good. And you can get pregnant, or you can get big or lucky, or good things can happen to you. But, Monday and Tuesday, you got that reset button of a 0-degree world axis, Venus conjunct Absolus this year, and Mercury in your Cancer second house. And that's a reset in your finances. You want to re-begin, renew, restart with the innocence of the 0 degrees. It's quite innocent, that 0 degree, just so you know. It's kind of 0 degrees is kind of like the holy fool in the tarot. You have a very innocent approach to money suddenly. And you're going to feel it Monday and Tuesday. You're going to be like, woohoo, whippity-doo-dah. And it's also like, because there's that reset button and it squares the nodes of fate in Aries, right? In your 11th house of good spirit, where there are some windfalls and pennies from heaven, and in the house of money, luck, and good fortune, and winning money, the 5th house, and possibly for some of you, your new attitude of kind of like a carefree, vagabondy, holy fool around money can come through for you in the Monday, Tuesday timeframe. Feel into that, even into Wednesday. How are you feeling about earnings, money, finances, and resources? Maybe you're going to have an uplift and a renewal and an insight and maybe a new idea about how to generate money in a creative, exciting way with groups of other people. I was just talking 11th, 5th house. Now, this kombucha is delicious. Let me just take one more sip before we continue, okay? Oh my God. It's got a gold medal. The Gutsy Captain Kombucha, organic, in Portugal, probably made here, obviously, but maybe not. Well, it's made in Portugal, but the brand might be from the UK. All right, so let's keep going. Maybe I can bring you in a little closer because I don't need to worry about my lighting anymore. All right. So next thing, I've never had such a slow video. No one's going to worry about having to slow my talking down. Mercury and Mars, not seen since July of 22, are flowing from Cancer to Taurus, and that is going to be occurring in your 12th house. Well, first of all, Mars in your 12th house is superb for foreign land travel and foreign land investigations, which I'm doing. Progress sun, remember? But you guys, this is ideal for really slicing through the quagmire of karmatic ancestral junk, for cleaning up your closet of your shadow work, your going into past life stuff, clearing the self-undoing, self-sabotaging strategies, patterns, and habits. Clear them out. That's Mars here. He's here for a few more weeks. Get ready. He's good for letting go of addictions as well when he's in your 12th house. So there's that. But then it is going to be Wednesday through Sunday that he's in that flow to Mercury in your money house, in your speech house, and in the food that you ingest and things you stick in your mouth. So number one, any of you Geminis listening, sun, moon, or rising, consider the strong possibility of having a major ability to clear out those bad habits and patterns. The Haagen-Dazs, the ice cream, the Oreo cookies, the beer, the wine, the vape, the cigarette, and other even worse patterns and habits and behaviors of substance addictions and abuse out of your life for good. Did you try to do that in July of 2022? Go back and remember. Maybe it didn't work. Last time I had this was ancient, like 75 and 1960, so not to worry. But it's really wonderful for that. Now, money-making stuff is where Mercury's sitting with Venus, and that's about your savings, your resources, and it's positive because of Venus's co-presence, even if she's not visible. And there's a nice reset. When I do the solstice video, and I think I'll get that pulled off tomorrow, you really will feel this as a positive shift of energy Wednesday through to Sunday this week around how you are dealing with money and spending and buying and selling, things to do with financial transactions in that second house. Certainly, I'm wondering aloud to myself, because there is also that flow to Juno in the fourth house, or maybe some legal contracts and agreements that involve property and real estate emerging just for some of you Geminis that are very favorable for you early in this process through Wednesday through Sunday. That that world axis reset button on Monday and Tuesday, which I keep forgetting to start with, the Venus conjunct Mercury in your second house, squaring the nodes of fate. Oh, I did cover that. You got to give me credit, guys. Okay, I'm only 6 days into the COVID thing, so you must be nice to me. All right, so the feeling is you might be making some kind of wheeling, dealing, contracts and agreements about something to do with property, home, and real estate for some of you in a very positive and fun way that works out well for you through Wednesday through to Sunday. And with that, I think I'm just about to finish. Mercury is the Lord of your sign, and when he's in your second house, he will, of course, do his very best to support you in financial ideas, financial negotiations, and financial marketing and selling and buying and negotiating matters. So that's really good in that end of the week story, Wednesday through Sunday, for all of you Gemini. I think this video is going really long. Let's go on to the next sign. Okay, Cancer. Of course, it's all about you, right? This week is all about you. The solstice is here. We've got this energy of the sun coming into your sign, which happens every year now. You're alive with vital solar energy. Although sometimes, like in Indian astrology, the sun is very harmful sometimes in the first house, just because you feel like you're burning up in the rays of the sun. But I want to give you a more spiritual perspective of the sun's transit through your sign. And for anybody listening, when the sun transits through your sign, I mean, it's the soul energy of the universe moving through your sign. So your own soul is trying to be activated, right? The deeper part of you. So you probably resist it, then it feels hard. If you're not in resistance to it, then it probably feels like a reconnection, plugging back into God, picking up the hotline. So you've got the sun moving through your first house. But you also have, at the beginning of this week, Monday, Tuesday, the conjunction of Venus at 0 degrees with Mercury, and that conjunction in your house of you is going to also be very important. Oh my God, sounds out there, because this is going to square the nodes of fate in your 10th house of career and your 4th house of home. Home and career matters are big on your radar with this whole sign square. You're going to be focused Monday and Tuesday with things to do with your career, your work, are you on purpose? Chiron's up there trying to help you find your magical key to purpose. And down on the bottom of the sky, the South Node is what do you need to let go of in and from the home, or about your childhood, or about your mother relationship. And there's a pivotal turning point, but it's filled with a 0 degree innocence. I mean, yes, for the world, it's major world events, but it's a 0 degrees that carries the archetype of the innocent, holy fool. And so you have almost a delightful, innocent vibration of maybe revelation. Mercury is not visible till I think the 29th of June, and Venus is still invisible here. So it could be very inner work, an inner work revelation about your career, your purpose, the direction you want to take, about what you need to let go of in and from the home, including the home itself. Some of you may want to buy, release a home, sell a home, move from a home. These things are very strong in your chart through to January, moving a home, for example, of 2025. Now, as we move down the week ahead, we get the energy of the sextile, not since July, seen since July of 2020, July of 2025, 2022. Oh, COVID brain, help me. And I know you give me, I know I'm on quercetin, I'm on vitamin C, I'm on zinc. I know the drill, guys. Antioxidants. But it is going to be the Mars sextile to Mercury. It's going to be a very pivot point Wednesday, exact on Friday through to Sunday, when it comes to matters of having a perseverant bulldozer impact on something, but it may not be your bulldozer. When the bulldozer Mars is in the 11th house, it can be the bulldozer of an older sibling, the bulldozer of a friend or ally or benefactor, or a bulldozer efforting around gains from your career. And when that bulldozer Mars is up there, he's talking Wednesday through to Sunday with the planet Mercury in the house of you. You are the communicator, negotiator, deal maker, ideator with that 11th house story. So, you may be the one communicating, phone calling, emailing, texting regarding matters of friendship, career gains, financial situations in your work, or to do with friends and allies and benefactors. And I think I said elder sibling. So you might be approaching their bulldozer in a positive way, right? And this is like a combining forces as well in a positive direction between you and those types of people as we approach Wednesday, which is the 19th, through to the weekend Sunday, which is, I believe, the 23rd. Brain thinks it's the 23rd. My sister Nancy's a Cancer rising. Oh, you arrived me back in Canada. And she and I will be bulldozing around together. She works for me too, so that makes so much sense. Now, moving into the next story. I'm going so slow. I'm shocked. Is this a 2-hour video? Does someone know how long I've been doing this? Frig! All right. Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. First of all, the thing I want you to know is that you are experiencing a Monday with a reset button in a past life, karmic, hidden things, subtle part of your sky. This is your 12th house. 12th house things require you really turn around and look at them. They require like belly gazing, navel gazing, in inner world, dream analysis / hypnosis, Akashic records, deep dives. It's hard to investigate the 12th house unless you put your effort into it. But because it is a reset button with innocence, the holy fool, ask yourself Monday and Tuesday, what do I want to reset in an innocent way about my deep spirituality and my spiritual life? My moksha liberation is on the menu. And there's a square to the nodes of fate in Aries and Libra. And you want to look also squarely at your spiritual beliefs, your philosophies about life, the meaning of life. That's North Node in the 9th house, and things to do with education and travel. And you'll be looking at those things in a fresh, innocent, holy fool, new beginning way, Monday and Tuesday. Now, as you move into the Wednesday through Sunday energy field, you're going to get that Mercury in a flow to Mars, and they're talking in a positive way, and it can lend itself to secret back deals and negotiations for job changes, for shifts in your work and your ambition, drive, and bulldozer is here for several weeks with Mars up there to work hard. But some of you may quit a job with this. Don't get it wrong. Mars either exits stage left, he quits, or he gives you the stamina and perseverance to keep bulldozing through something. But because of the sextile to Mars, there's a couple thoughts. Opportunities to work or travel in a far off foreign shore could come up for you Wednesday through Sunday. You may also have some kind of secret deals and negotiations going on that benefit you financially or benefit you with foreign countries and borderless income. But also, a lot of this goes back to some shifts in the work environment. So, I mean, even if there's a change in your work, you may not be about you. Someone gets fired or leaves the job space or is secretly getting ready to jump out. And that's going to benefit you in some way. You'll be able to rise up to greater success or greater power because the other person has left. Now, you up there, you may be also thinking of leaving. Sometimes Mars is very much like, I want to cut out of here, or I'm going to cut us out of here in a work situation. So keep that in mind as well. All said and done, I mean, the sun is moving through the 12th house, which is going to be every time this happens for you. In Cancer sun season, you can go deeply inward to investigate some of the deeper parts of your inner spiritual life. I encourage you to use it or lose it. All right, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. Mercury is the lord of your sign, as for Geminis as well. He's going to be starting this week in a conjunction to the sun at 0 degrees of your 11th house. 11th house is a good fortune house, well, a good spirit. It involves, allies and benefactors and elder siblings and sometimes pennies from heaven. So this reset button is full of innocence and goodness. It's 0 degrees. It's a lucky degree, actually, as well. And so it's also in the world axis. So, and it's squaring Mars. I mean, it's squaring the North Node in your 8th house of chunky money and the South Node in the house of earnings. These are money stories, 8 and 2. And so is the 11th, gains from your career. Money turning points to give you a sense of renewal, regeneration, maybe new ideas, a fresh start, possibly being activated for you into the early part of the week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but mostly Monday, Tuesday. And there's a reset button here. And, money could reset itself for you through the beneficence of a friend, an ally, or an increase in your wages. Jupiter in your 10th house is like, hey, let's glow you up. You have job luck. You have job luck, reputation luck, expansion and growth. You're kind of like the Midas touch in your career and reputation space over the next year. So why not get a raise, a promotion, a new job, a new level of financial success from your work out of the innocence of that reset button Monday and Tuesday. All right. Then when we move forward, Wednesday through Sunday, we'll see Mercury sextiling Mars, and Mars is saying something along the lines of, let's drive like a bulldozer through the 9th house of higher education, the 9th house of foreign shores and travel, the 9th house of spiritual philosophies, and the meaning of your life. And Mercury says, I'm on board. This can look like travel opportunities and plans being made to travel with a friend. This can look like great success and celebration, and feeling rewarded by having your dreams realized. 11th house regarding academic things. My daughter will be finishing, she's a Virgo rising, her last course, and finally getting her university education complete. What a bulldozer she is. What are you bulldozing through, Virgos, in your 9th house? Legal matters are up there. That could be your lawyer going to fight bat for you. But with Mercury, Venus, and the 11th house of pennies from heaven, especially if legal matters involve lawsuits around money, things look wonderfully good for you Wednesday through Sunday. Now, don't forget, every chart is different. Your personal chart is not a general bell curve astrology reading, but in general, some of you will have some financial gains or some good news coming, positive things happening in legal matters Wednesday through Sunday. Just about drank my kombucha with the top on. Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. The beginning of the week, you have a conjunction. We all do. With Mercury, 0 degrees, world axis, and Venus in your 10th house of career. Let's make it simple. A reset button of great potency and power. It's attending a solstice of all things. We'll be doing that in the solstice video. It's happening for you. Happy solstice. You're resetting your career, ambition, drive, goals, and what you claim to achieve and for success and your reputation. It's a reset. It's a new renewal. It's full of innocence, and it's full of sweetness, and it's full of the holy full. You're on reset mode. Starting when? Monday, Tuesday, squaring the nodes of fate. General feeling here, the nodes of fate sitting in Aries. You're going to cut out of partnerships, alliances, and agreements with others. And you reset something in your career. Also, you may be resetting something to do with your identity. If you've always been like the CEO and you want to be the COO, you want to change your role. You want to change your identity and how the world sees you in your career setting. And you've got this like innocent, giggly, holy fool, little childlike innocence going on about this new beginning, this new reset. Let me know how, Libra, how you feel about that. I'd love to hear from some of you. All you cardinal signs are really getting in the thick of this. Now, also, Wednesday through Sunday, the energy is going to be about productivity, drive, bulldozer willpower, achievement in the sky as bulldozer Mars is moving through that 8th house, flowing to Mercury in your 10th. A lot of this can look like matters to do with your career going into kind of overdrive, but because Mars is in a hidden house, it might be what you're doing behind the scenes. Also, with Mars bulldozing through your 8th house, you may come into some kind of unearned income that's connected to your career. I mean, it can be like, they forgot to give you your vacation package money and it suddenly returns to you. It can be anything to do with work and career and money coming through in a positive way, a Wednesday through Sunday. You may also find that you're able to make some decisions, Mars, and take some actions, investments, stocks, that kind of thing, that are profitable. But because Mercury is really in a career house here, and it's not so much about that money all said and done, I think it's more like money matters to do with your work, health benefits, severance packages, sign-on bonuses, and positive developments Wednesday through to Sunday. And if you're trying to separate assets out from somebody else, like a partnership in business or love, Mars can do that. Separation of business partnerships happen often when he's in the 8th house, as well as marital asset separation. And as he's going through here for several weeks, go listen to my Mars video in Taurus. It's pinned to my channel. There's something going on in your public reputation. So there may be an announcement. Mercury makes announcements. you know, my marriage partner and I decide to separate, but we're good with it. Or my business partner and I are breaking up, but we love it. Those stories are like announcements, right? Mercury in the 10th house. But you feel good about things. You've got a lot of flow between what's happening here in that 8th house and that 10th house. I think I'm picking up speed, guys, because I need to take a nap. All right. I think I'm going to move myself a little bit and hopefully not disconnect anything. All right. I'm just going to move around my place, okay? Into something that's not so noisy at the window. I can't shut the windows. I mean, there is air conditioning here, but I'm not a girl who uses air conditioning unless it's like 90 degrees. It's really bad for your sinuses. All right. So moving into the next story, it is going to be Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. My son is one of you. I love Scorpio people. One of my dear friends is a Scorpio. So I have a lot of Scorpios with me in life. I managed to attract a few anyway. So never been in a relationship with a Scorpio, though. Bear with me. There are timestamps. There's 7 pillows stacking you guys up, so I'm not looking down at you. You look down at your audience, right? And then they take it. It's energetically an emotional cue that you're looking down on them. All right. So now Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. The narrative is simple here. That's not bad lighting. I could have done it this way too. The narrative is really simple. You've got this beginning Monday, Tuesday reset button, a 0 degree, very innocent energy, lucky energy reset button of Mercury and Venus at 0 degrees of Cancer. And as they reset that, it's in your 9th house. A lot of you will be looking at a real deep reset regarding higher educational matters, but also deeper than that, your dharma, the meaning of your life, what you think is important to you. And the 9th house is like a metacosmos or spiritual house between the worlds. It has to do with spiritual philosophy and knowledge, wisdom, of course, legal and court energies as well. And it's going to be a square. This reset is going to be a square to North Node, Aries, and South Node, Libra. And it's going to have a big karmic element to it. A lot of you are going through a little bit of a holy innocence Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday vibrational reset button that feels like you're having almost like a renewal of some kind of spiritual energy as you release some maybe South Node baggage from past lives or South Node baggage from self-undoing and places where your own hardship is caused by you. I like the idea, though, with the North Node in your 6th house, that some of this reset can involve work, and you're innocently maybe jumping aboard a sleigh ride to a new job. But if there is a new job, it may involve 9th house matters, education, passports, visas, travel, foreign lands, or foreign entities. If you're employed by a foreign entity from your natal country, then this is something that's happening in a pivoting, turning point way, but you feel like you're filled with a bit of yippity-doo-dah about it. And by the way, it also can involve travel. And so these energies are big for you Monday and Tuesday. And then as you look into the energy of Wednesday through Sunday, then on Wednesday through Sunday, we get that energy of the sextile, last seen in July of 2022 in this manner, between Mars moving through your 7th house of significant love relationships and Mercury in your 9th. Now, 9th house can be religious institutions, right? And legal matters, so like marriage and stuff. And there's a flow energy here. Some of you may be making some commitments to marriage partners. And, the Mars in your 7th house happens every 2 years. And it's just a little bit where you might be looking at your partner as a go-getter, or they may be more demanding of you than they usually are. And you have to deal with some of their passive aggressive tendencies. So keep that in mind. Mars is leaving, in 6 weeks. So you have to just grit through it. I think he leaves July 20th. It's in my All Signs video. Was it July 30th? But go listen to it. It's pinned to my channel. But this time frame, this little window of time, Wednesday through Sunday, it's really not a bad time for you to negotiate deals, to close up negotiations on legal matters, especially involving courts or visas or passports, or especially things to do with anything to do with justices or justices of the court, and to complete some cycle, to take you or your partner to take the action and make the decisions needed to complete that circuit for some reason. Now, ironically, you can't make this stuff up. I think that's when my son is going to be legally wed in his elopement. He's a Scorpio rising sometime in the end of June. I don't know the exact date because the celebration wedding thing is a formal event in July. If you're in the book publishing world as a Scorpio and you want to get a book publishing contract, this has got that same signature Wednesday through to Sunday. And that could look very good on you to suddenly be, Mercury's mute and invisible, and Venus is invisible. So there may be some backroom deals and negotiations or quiet talks about a publishing contract or some good news about something you've published, including the word podcast. Okay, books, podcasts, something sweet is trying to happen here. It may involve audience, marketplace, or deals and negotiations and contracts. All right. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. Well, first of all, you have the beginning, Monday, Tuesday, a chunky money reset button. Because a 0-degree Venus, goddess of money, in a money house, 8th house with Mercury, are having a holy fool innocent giggle here. And this giggle in your 8th house can look like you feeling that something really good is trying to happen. It's so simple in your money story, and you're innocent, and you're full of wonder about it. You're not too worried. It's all good. Now it's very subtle. We have invisible planets, we have mute Mercury, but it still feels good. So you've got that going on. And you're also going to notice that it squares the nodes of fate. And there's a square to the north node in the house of good fortune. And so there could be some good fortune coming your way during the time of Monday and Tuesday of this week ahead. Ugh, there's a bug flying around me. Right, anything else I'd say? And then don't forget, your Lord is Jupiter, and he's moving through your 7th house, and he's bringing some bounty and luck to your marriage and business partners, but also maybe really asking you to expand and grow into faith, hope, and love in some way with somebody you're with. But those stories are a sidebar. And then as we go into Wednesday through Sunday, we're going to see the energy of a flow not seen since July of 22 between Mercury in the sign of Cancer and Mars in the sign of Taurus. Now, Mercury is like flowing from the 8th house, as we already know, and Mars is in the work and health house. So first of all, it's a money here, and it's also kind of a money house in the sense that 6th house, 10th house, and 2nd house are resources and Artha. It has to do with how you can manage your work, money, and career success stories. So you're basically looking at something going on to do with financial positivity Wednesday through Sunday, and matters to do with the word work, pets, health, and debts. Somebody owes you money, it could come back to you with this energy. Who could owe you money, right? That's the question. But if someone does owe you money and money is owing to you, money may be returning to you under this influence. And technically, with Mars in your 6th house, it's a house of sickness. You may be careful not to get fevers, rashes, inflammation, heat in the body. Just be careful. Head injuries in Taurus, right? Bumping your head, hurting your head, headaches. Be careful for those things as well. During the transit of Mars here for a few weeks, go watch my Mars in all signs video. But this is a sweet spot Wednesday through, financially especially, Wednesday through to Sunday. Oh, I'm on the finish line, guys. I need food. I need food. Capricorn, sun, by the way, this COVID, I wasn't hungry for 5 days and I had nausea for 2. So like I had my first big breakfast, a real breakfast, to day 6. That's the Sabbath, I think. No, I don't know. Is it? What's the Sabbath? The 7th day? But on 6 days, God was creating things. On the 7th day, he rested. So whatever day 6 is about, that's when my appetite came back. All right, Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. So the beginning of the week is a conjunction between Mercury and Venus at 0 degrees of Cancer. It happens to be also square the nodes. So energetically, you're going to see a new beginning in a significant relationship with the partner you're with or in a business partnership. Now that can be their story and you're just witnessing it, from the Capricorn zone of the sky. You're watching what's happening for them. And it's a wholly full innocence. It's magical. They're full of, anything is possible. The world is my oyster. I'll jump off the cliff on, and that damn well will appear energies. So keep that in mind. But the square to the nodes of fate can be that their enlivenment or whatever's going on in their life is also connecting you to matters to do with home and career, but especially home. The north node is there, and it's the idea of home and relationship, or home and business partner, or things you wish to do at home regarding your audience and marketplace, and a new reset button in those matters coming through the sky Monday and Tuesday. Now, as you move forward Wednesday through Sunday, you're going to notice that you're starting to feel like a bulldozer of initiative and drive to get something achieved that you really want in your fifth house. That's your children. That's your romantic sexual life. That's your creative entrepreneurial projects and your artistry. So there's some bulldozer effect here. You want to drive, make decisions, take actions. You're practical and you're steady and you're like the moving forward, right? And yet you also have Mercury supporting that from your seventh house. So some of that forward momentum can come through another person, a client, a business partner, and a significant other is enabling you to get that Mars energy up and running for yourself, because Mars is trining you. And so Mars is in a great relationship to your Capricorn sun or moon or rising. So Mars is your ally here, but he's trying to get you to get your mojo momentum going regarding inspiration, joy, fun, sex, play, pleasure, romance, creativity, children. Okay, so sex. So you're going to get some juice going here Wednesday through Sunday. And, the fifth house, it's kind of like what you do for fun, but Mars makes you highly competitive right now. So if you want to compete for something that could end up looking like a contract or a deal, Jupiter is in the house of work, and putting your ring in the hat in the ring to compete for some work opportunity could lead to great success Wednesday through to Sunday. And even to the point with Mercury, just send the email. Just send the email, just apply, just fill something out that could really benefit you at this time if you've been hesitating. Aquarius, I am indeed one of you. I'm a rising. This is for Aquarius rising, sun and moon. Well, first of all, hey, Monday, Tuesday, innocence, luck, 0 degree, reset. Mercury, Venus in your sixth house of health and sickness. So number one, you're having a health reset button here. Why not, right? This is Monday, Tuesday. Let's go with innocence, holy fool. Yay, you, Venus, benefic planet, helping protect you from sickness as well. Now, also work situations, rental and pet situations, same sort of holy innocence reset button. But all of this is squaring the north node in your third house and south node in your ninth. So it activates also a holy innocence reset button regarding third house matters, travel, siblings, short distance journeys, online world, writing projects. And certainly writing projects in the sense that if you want to write something, Mercury is in your sixth house of livelihood or work situations, and it could enable you to really go for it, writing the back to office report that you really need to do, but also something more creative if necessary. Jupiter is in the house of your muse. And the south node in the ninth house, maybe you need to release something. Is it a spiritual philosophy? Is it a surrender of some kind of foreign shores travel plans or something like that? But work is a reset button. So the work you do, like the daily, guys, like the sixth house is kind of like, here's my office, here's the way I do it, this is my colleagues and coworkers. It's not the career. I'm a doctor. The sixth house is like, and I work in what? I work in a hospital. I work in a medical practice. I work in a, MASH unit. The sixth house is the actual environment of the work as well, the service and the work we do. Innocence and reset buttons Monday and Tuesday. Then on the coming into the, oh, by the way, I got COVID, fellow Aquarians, with a Mars square Pluto at the beginning of last week, right? So yeah, Pluto's a bit of a bitch sometimes in the first house of the body. So Wednesday through to Sunday, with an exactitude on Friday. There's this Mercury in Cancer flowing to Mars in Taurus that you haven't seen since July of 2022. To compare notes, you'll have to go back to that time frame. Now, good things are trying to happen regarding home, property, real estate, maybe to do with rentals especially. I'll use me as an example if you don't mind. Back in July 22, little did I know that there was going to be a reset button in my rental stories. Yes, there was a change in home to do with a rental property that was pending after the sextile. And don't forget, sextiles bring us things that are good for us in the nature of Venus, but Mars is in detriment, so we might be not liking the way it looks at first. But there can be changes in rental agreements for us Wednesday through to Sunday, there can be changes in job and work situations, in and from the home. There can be changes in travel plans that have to involve travel far from the home. Mercury can be used for information regarding pets, landlords, and leases. Pets as well can be here. So some of you may be like negotiating a deal for a new pet or having to hear about some pet stories. Positive, however. With Mercury in the sixth house, if you have any kind of financial situations involving debt, especially money owed to you, and Venus is a benefic and Mars is in the fourth house, possibly you may have some financial changes happening here regarding debt situations. Now, Mars is taking action and he's bulldozing through your fourth house. And sometimes that's bulldozing the house. Some of you might be initiating contracts and agreements to hire contractors. Employees are the sixth house. You may be hiring the contractor to renovate the house, to bulldoze the house, to knock down a wall, to add a building, things like that. Something very practical, but positive events and ways it shows up are positive Wednesday through to Sunday. Mars is helping you cut away all your ancestral line, family of origin junk that has held you back, especially ancestral, as he moves through your fourth house. He's pruning the tree, he's taking the gangrene limb off of those old stories that no longer serve you. And what I like about Wednesday through Sunday is the uplift happens to show up in what you do in this world, to serve others, to be in a place of work, to be enjoying Venus, the work you're doing. So by detaching, unhinging, and unhooking, or bearing or bulldozing some of the ancestral and familial stories around work, you may be healing something Wednesday through to Sunday. I think this is a 2-hour video. I'm on a marathon. Welcome, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Well, first of all, just reminding you of a few things. Jupiter rules you, and he's in your fourth house. So luck and prosperity with home property and real estate buying and selling is yours for the having through to next June. But the other thing I would like to say here is that you're also going to notice that you have Monday and Tuesday, Venus, the goddess of love and money, with Mercury, the goddess of news and information, in the house of children. Could be a pregnancy fertility story. This could be also Monday, Tuesday, an innocent reset regarding your ability to enjoy life, pleasure, fun, inspiration and enthusiasm, the muse. There's a reset of hope here. And you're resetting in the fifth house, which is also entrepreneurial. And this reset button could lend itself to you also looking at the possibility of the square to the nodes of fate, a change coming in the way you earn money and the way you make money, because that North Node is asking you to expand and to evolve and to grow in terms of resources, earnings, even indeed savings. And so there's a shift around the money story and an increase of innocence around your way of enjoying the reality of the matrix. Now, as you move Wednesday through Sunday, that same Mercury will flow to Mars, last seen like this in July of 2022. Now, Mars is a bulldozer in your third house of travel and siblings, and there may be travel plans to be with siblings, or travel to go and be with siblings being figured out or undertaken during Wednesday of this week through to Sunday. And with Mercury in the fifth house, it may also involve matters to do with communication with your children, or with people who you take care of, like your children. They don't have to be your biological kiddos. It could be your stepkids. And so you're taking this energy and you're using it in a harmonious way. Third house could be writing projects, social media, and online matters as well, and learning something. That could be a skills-based learning. But the fifth house in Vedic astrology involves learning, and so especially when you have a natural talent for something. So there's an energy here for some Pisces. You may be on a learning event, junket, or wanting to sign up for something you wish to learn that you're going to be good at Wednesday through Sunday, and it's all very flowing. Drive, ambition, determination to succeed at something regarding your online world, your social media world, your writing projects, your website. These are third house things, is going to be very strong for you. And the good news is Mercury says, yes, let me help you be inspired, motivated, and have fun as you're also driving and ambitious, because you are in the house of inspiration. And so your inspiration factor is highly activated. Yes, Wednesday through Sunday. It's a great time for a writing project, for you to drill down and finish it, because writing is the third house, or a communications project of some sort. And if you're an entrepreneur, it's an ideal time to buckle down and do the hard work you need to get that sales funnel ready, the sales pitch ready, the product ready for sale. That kind of vibe, 10 out of 10 for you. And lastly, Juno is in your 7th house and Mars is flowing to Juno. This is a good time for you and your significant marriage partner as well. And it could involve a travel opportunity for you and the one you love that you're planning or taking Wednesday through to Sunday. That looks good on you both and could jumpstart the romance. Just a weekend getaway. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. I do really hope you enjoyed that extremely long video. Hey, now that I'm here away from the noisy window, I realized I could have recorded the whole thing here. The light's not too bad, not too shabby. Learning lessons in impromptu lighting on the road. Finally learning my lessons. It's a little soft because there's not enough light, but it actually looks good on me because it takes all my wrinkles away. Thank you for listening. If you're new to my channel, like and subscribe. Thank you to all of my regulars. Hopefully after you see this video, Thursday will probably be the solstice video about the world events on the solstice, but how your next 3 months of your life, starting on the solstice, summer solstice is going to look based on your sign. The next video after that should be my Saturn video, as Saturn is going to retrograde on the 29th of June, and I need a deep dive video while I've been traveling for all signs, so stay tuned for that. Please hit that like button, and don't forget, if you're not a subscriber and you listen, one thing that YouTube says they like is when more of the regular listeners are subscribers, not just voyeurs. So hit the subscription button and give me a chance. Thanks, guys. I'm going to now, 5:42, meditate because I'm going to have dinner in this hotel at this fancy restaurant by myself and just sit down and really enjoy that. Now I'm going to show you one more thing about my place. So first of all, I want you to see the windows. Oh my God. Can you see how beautiful this is? The tiles are a piece of art. Every room has tiles. The front of the hotel is all tiles. I hope you guys know that Portugal is famous for its tiles. And then when there's a little welcome bottle of port, I had to move it to record the video. It's on a little stand, but they give you a little decanter of port. Now I've only had a taste of it because I'm COVID recovering. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to get alcohol immune system suppression, but there you go. All right. That's a little bit of the hotel I'm in, a little bit of the blog portion of this reading. If you don't like blog stuff from Lori, that's okay. You can subscribe to any other channel but mine. Bye, everyone. Love my regulars. To all my regulars who are still hanging in there, if I'm here in the live premiere with you. Oh, let me name you guys. Thank you. Misbehaving, Stephen the Jupiterian, Michael Thrash, L.A. Taylor. Where are you lately, guy? I've lost 20th Century, one of your new channel. Discerning Light, Herbal Empress, Psychic Readings with Rose, Crystalline Alchemist. Oh, guys, you have such great names for your channel. I'm missing so many of you because I'm brain fogged out. I can't remember, but thank you for being a part of my world. This channel exists because of your support. I mean, energetically, seeing you all in the live chats, getting to know you again, talk, connect, hear what's happening for everybody in Scotland and South Africa and Holland. Glenn, where are you? I haven't heard from you for a while. Serge LaBelle from Montreal, etc. You have no idea how much connecting with you guys really keeps me going, because I start to feel like I have an astro fam, as Astrolata would say. All right, I'm out of here. This is a 2-hour video. Ciao, ciao.